Hey, Catherine Scott.
Hello, how are
How are
you?
you? Good. You can hear me?
I can hear you.
Good.
Yes. You know, the math class from last week, I've got to work on it today. When I went on to Dropbox, the video froze, but the audio didn't.
Oh,
So I just listened and did the
sometimes
program.
they, you might just need to get out of it and go back in.
Yeah,
Sometimes it just,
I know. So I'm going to work on it. But, well, I didn't think it was moving at all because I went, and then about halfway, it started moving.
Is that Rick? Is that Sandy?
There
Tell
you
Sandy
go.
I say hi.
It is that.
No, I don't know who that is.
Oh,
Hello?
hello.
How you doing?
Good. How are you? Is that Rick?
Good.
Hang on,
We're from,
I'm trying to figure this out.
yeah, our camera's kind
Yeah.
of weird on, I was just gonna give him, on our computer, it's kind of
Oh, it's
weird.
backwards
Yeah.
now.
And so we can only get the camera that's on the, down here on the keyboard. We can't get the camera on the screen to
Oh.
work. Yeah. But we're
We don't-
from, what was that?
We don't need the camera to work, but I just wanted to make sure he could hear me or she.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got you.
Okay,
We're
good.
from Easter Seals. We have a house, a residential setting with some gentlemen with developmental disabilities and wheelchairs.
Okay,
And their goals are to do classes like this online.
awesome. And so the camera is set up so they all are looking at one camera?
Yeah, right on our computer. We can put them on in front of it.
Okay, cool. That's awesome.
Figure out the camera setting. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, the technology part is the difficult thing all the time, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh,
There you go.
this in front.
It's on here, but it's not working on there.
Sorry, I'm moving things around on my end too. Okay. Okay, there's my setup. Get this out.
DJ. Hello, ladies.
Hello.
That's PJ.
Can you see him?
Yeah.
I can only figure this out. It'd be great.
So you still don't have the camera fixed up there?
Yeah. It's a brand new laptop to us, so and that was set up that way, and we don't know how to change it.
Huh.
Easter Seals, New Hampshire now.
New Hampshire, great.
What state are you in?
North Carolina.
Wow, nice. Doesn't Hannah live there?
Yeah,
Yeah, one of our staff people just moved to North Carolina.
Oh, cool.
she lives in Lenore.
Lenore, I don't know where that is, but I've only lived in North Carolina for 2 years, and it's been COVID, so I haven't been out much.
Yeah,
Western Carolina. The
Nice.
North and Western Carolina.
yes.
Mm.
Yep.
Warm down there?
Okay. I'm in near the Raleigh in Wake Forest,
Huh.
kind of in it, which is in the middle of the state, I think, maybe a little toward the north.
Yeah, we're in southern New Hampshire on the coast.
On the coast. Huh.
Yeah, we have like 14 miles of ocean in New
Wow.
Hampshire. And then the rest of it is Massachusetts and Maine. They get the ocean.
Oh, okay. Are you down near the White Mountains?
We're south of the White Mountains, about an hour and a half from the White
Oh,
Mountains.
Okay, I've hiked in those before. I
Probably
remember
down-
it being in the south, but I couldn't remember how close to the ocean we were. I don't remember seeing the ocean.
Yeah, it's hard. You miss it if you blink.
Okay. And Catherine Scott here lives in Charlottesville, Virginia.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yes, it
Yeah.
is.
Oh,
Yeah, we can't
well,
figure
I'm-
the camera out.
Yeah, you can just turn that off. I'm actually going to ask Catherine Scott to turn hers off in a minute.
Okay. Fast reflexes.
Yeah. Because then that makes my, oh no, I guess that doesn't, let's see, when I pin my video,
Mm.
oh, okay. So that should make mine bigger and you all smaller, right?
Yeah, you're pretty big.
Okay. I'm larger than life.
You want me to mute?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
definitely.
I'll have you all mute. And did you guys figure out the camera there?
We
You
can
could
see
put it,
you,
okay,
but we
good.
haven't figured out how to switch the
Yeah,
cameras.
just start.
Okay, let me see if I can do something.
As long as we can see you.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure I can do anything with that.
Because I don't think
video.
it's a Zoom thing. I think it's the computer setting.
Okay, okay, gotcha. Okay, and so anyone have any body issues of an area of the body that they would like to focus on or avoid today?
It's pretty much all upper body stuff. They're all in wheelchairs.
Okay, and can they do any leg movement like sliding a foot on the floor in front?
We can raise legs, stretch legs.
Okay, good.
And some, Derek can put his feet on the floor with assistance. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're
Okay.
just gonna adapt whatever you do. We'll try to do it in an adapted way if we
Okay.
need to.
And all right, and so the foot pedals on the wheelchair, can they lift those and get them out of the way and
Yes.
put them or down or detach them or something? Okay, great.
Ooh.
Go for you guys. Oops.
All right, let's
I
see.
lost
It
the
is
screen.
11, so I'm going to go ahead and get
You're
started.
upside down.
I am?
No, you're not. They are. I'm seeing the thing from them upside down.
Down.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I see the cameras or the lights. I don't know what it is.
You
Well,
have to do it like this.
we won't be standing on our heads today, so.
This is BJ.
That's BJ.
Hi, BJ.
Hi.
Hi.
This is Derek. Mr.
Hey,
Derek.
Derek. Hi, Derek. Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
And this is Jared.
Jared,
Jared.
nice to
Jared's
meet you.
quiet. I'm Michelle and Rick is my coworker.
Okay, great. All right, and are you guys going to do the class as well?
We're gonna help them do it.
These guys, yeah.
And help? Okay, you're going to be the ones helping to modify?
Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and get
10
started.
minutes.
Just making sure I'm pretty much in the camera. Let's slide back just a little. Okay, so we do slide our feet around like this, and so they can just pick the foot up and stretch it out. And you know, I'd usually do things out to the side as well. So, you know, modifying as you like. Let's just first start with a little breathing and grounding. You can sit back in the chair or sit tall with the spine unsupported in the chair, and that allows those spinal muscles to work a little harder. If they get fatigued, then by all means, rest back in the chair back. Otherwise, sitting tall, just taking a moment to tune into the breath. So we'll play with the breath by moving it around in different areas of the body. We'll start with letting the breath move the belly, and you can use your hands on your body anywhere you like to feel what the breath is doing. So this, what we call belly breathing, you want the belly to move when you breathe, and the rib cage not move hardly at all. Maximize the softness in the belly so that the belly will receive that movement of the breath. So we sometimes call this Buddha belly. And so that's the breath of choice to relax at a moment's notice, do belly breathing, and that will help you relax. And then the exact opposite of that is moving the rib cage and not the belly. So you can place a hand or hands on your belly to prevent the belly from moving too much. And then the other hand on your rib cage. I like it on the lower ribs here to feel the rib cage expanding out when you breathe. And you don't want much, none, if you can do no movement in the belly. So little to no movement in the belly, maximize the movement of the rib hand. Oh, sorry, I just see someone's in the waiting room. Go. So maximizing the movement of the rib hand, minimizing the movement of the belly. And then we'll do combinations where we move both the ribs and the belly, but the order will change up. So let's first do the belly hand's going to move and then the rib hand. Belly expanding and then the rib hand when you inhale. Exhale, just let the exhale happen however it wants. Just let the exhale be a release. And then the opposite, let the rib hand move first and then the belly hand. So of those 4 different breath patterns, you want to start to feel which one feels the easiest and which one feels the most difficult. The one that's the most difficult is the one that's furthest from your own breath pattern. We each have like a blueprint breath. So nobody breathes the same. We're all somewhere in between all of those 4 breaths. And the more you play with the breath that's more difficult for you, the more you'll start to stretch the belly or the rib cage or the diaphragm, any of the helping respiratory muscles to start to loosen them up. So in yoga, we aim to loosen all the muscles up, right? So loosening up those breathing muscles as well. Now we'll add movement to the breath. So let's start with the hands on the lap. Exhale with the palms down. And as you inhale, roll the hands so the palms go up. Exhale, palms down. Inhale, palms up. I'm going to start to make the movement a little bit larger. So let the hands leave the lap and go outward. That's your inhale. Exhale, back down. And just keep getting larger and larger. Larger movement. And the range of motion is completely up to you. Just doing the movement that feels comfortable for you. Should feel easeful, fluid, smooth. And then you can add on a little spinal movement now when you take the arms up, a little baby back bend there. And when you release the arms down, just relax the spine and repeat. One more. All right, and then just relax for a moment. We'll take our other directions of the spine. If you have blocks, go ahead and get those set up. We'll get to them in a moment. We'll start with the hands on the hips and we'll do the movement without the blocks, and then only if the blocks are convenient for you, or you can use some part of your chair to go further. So exhale here. On the inhale, lengthen and maybe a tiny back bend, not too deep of a back bend. And then on the exhale, take a little bend over to one side. Inhale, come right back to center. Exhale, other side. And if you have arms, you can hold on to the arms and just leaning over onto one arm and leaning over onto the other arm. Otherwise, you can slide your hand down a chair leg or to your block. Exhale over, and we're going to stay on the next one. So exhale over. Find a place for that down arm, either resting on your armchair, arm holder, and or on the block. And we'll stay right there. Squeeze your shoulder blade tips in toward each other, and you can raise that other arm up. You can kind of wave that arm around in the air to deepen the stretch. And then come back all the way back up to neutral. And pause here. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, other side. Finding some place to rest that arm, either on the arm of the chair or all the way over onto maybe a chair, part of your chair leg, or to the block. Feel free to add that other arm. That other arm can help deepen the stretch. And of course, if the stretch is too deep already, then you keep that arm down. On your next inhale, come on back up. And we'll pause here. Exhale. Inhale, lengthen again. We're going to repeat that. Exhale over to one side. Find a place for that down arm and the up arm. So the arms are in a comfortable position for you. Keep breathing. See if the bottom tips of those shoulder blades will squeeze together just a smidge more. And then put that top arm in reverse back down to the hip, or hold on to your chair. Use your chair to help pull you back up. And other side, exhaling, over you go. Just making the stretch as deep as is comfortable for you, not too deep so that your breath gets stifled. Keep it nice and easy. And then come on back up to neutral, right at center. And we'll pause here. And then with an exhale, a rounded spine and a little baby back bend. You can slide your hands toward the knees as you round the spine, and slide the hands toward the hips as you take a little back bend, and repeat. Let's do one more like that. Exhale, a rounded spine, a little back bend, and then come to neutral. Next, we'll do a twist. Inhale, the arms up. Exhale, twisting, bringing the opposite hand to the front knee, the other hand back behind anywhere. Inhale, back to neutral. Second side, exhaling. Inhale, back to neutral. And let's take a stay here. Just one breath, go into the pose, exhaling, and then stay. Inhale and exhale. And then inhale back to neutral. Second side. And come back to neutral. And relax the arms down. All right, let's come down to the legs. Oops, I forgot my sliders. So depending on the floor, so I'm on carpet, so I've got these furniture sliders to slide my feet. Paper plates work just as well, or if you're on a hardwood floor or linoleum or something, a towel, or even if you have socks on, that it, allows you to slide, or put a blanket on the floor. All right, so let's start with the foot a little bit flexed. I don't know if you can see my foot's a little flexed. Inhale the leg out, exhale back in. I'm gonna tip that screen down just a smidge. Oops. Saw two more people in the weight room. Inhaling out, exhaling back in. And just keep alternating sides. Inhale, stretch the leg out, flexing the foot. That gets us stretching the calf. And some of the time you can point the foot so you get a stretch across the top of the foot, top of the ankle there. My calves are always tight, so I like to flex my foot more than point. Tops of my ankles are actually pretty flexible. So you do what you need for your body. You might need a little of both. So feel free to just switch back and forth. All right, we're going to take one leg only. Pick a leg, any leg. And we're going to start to take the leg out toward the side. Just taking it out as far as comfortable for you. And I move a little to the side of my chair because the chair has a little lump in it. And this will get into the inner thigh and into the rotators in your hip here. And now pick one of those spots and pause, and we'll point and flex the foot. Circle the ankle around both directions. And then flex the foot and spread the toes. And then relax the foot and take it in and out again, working your way back up to the top, up to the front. All right, and then we'll change over to the other foot, other leg, and do the same on that side. Out and in, goes out when you inhale. Exhale, bend the knee. And let's go ahead and start to take it out toward the side. As far out toward the side as comfortable for you. And then pause at one of those spokes and point and flex. And ankle circles, both directions. And then hold it at center flexed and spread your toes wide apart. And then relax the toes and bend and straighten as you come back up toward the front. All right. And then let's pause here. And on the exhale, a rounded spine. On the inhale, arms up, a little baby back bend. Exhale, either a rounded spine or you can come elbows to knees. Inhale up. Exhale, a rounded spine, elbows to knee or hands all the way over, down the legs. Inhale's the same, come up with the arms up. Exhale, any of those forward bend options. Rounded spine, elbows to the knees or all the way over. Let's do a couple more like that. And you could change it up, and some of the times do all the way over. Some of the time do elbows to thighs, whatever your body feels like in that moment. All right, next one, when you go over, you're going to grab behind one of the thighs and lift the heel up. And then as you rock back toward the back of the chair, see if that foot will come off the floor and give it a point and flex. And ankle circles, both directions. And then start to stretch the leg out towards straight and bend it and put it back on the floor. We're going to inhale the arms up, exhale over to the second leg. Happy we're not a caterpillar. Leaning back, see if that foot comes off. Point and flex. Circles, both directions. And stretching the leg out as straight as it's willing to go, and then replace that foot to the floor. We're going to clasp the hands together and turn the palms away, stretching into the fingers and palms. Push the arms forward and back. Pushing the arms forward and back. Rounding the spine and then a little back bend. Rounding the spine and a back bend. It's easier to see if I turn sideways. All right, and then we're going to take those arms at different angles as we go up. And you can change the clasp of your hands to stretch the fingers a little bit differently. And hands going up a little bit higher toward the ceiling, and the elbows going as straight as they're willing to go today. Sometimes one arm goes straighter than the other, and that's okay. And you might end up sort of off to one side. That doesn't matter. You're still getting a good stretch. And then back down and relax. We'll shake out the fingers. Whew. Shake out the arms. All right, we're going to come back to one of the legs sitting forward at the edge of the chair and turning toward the corner of your chair. You're going to take one foot and start to stretch it back. So you're looking for a stretch in that front of the thigh there. Running into the bed. And bend and straighten. And this leg can go anywhere toward the front, toward the sides, anywhere you like. You're working in the hip rotators in there. And the foot itself can turn any way you like. It can be flexed. It can be the ball of the foot down. You can turn your heel out first. All of those will be slight different stretches. All right, and then changing it over to the other side. So work your way over toward the other corner of your chair. And the leg that's closest to the screen here will be the one that we'll play with, stretching it out on the inhale, back in on the exhale. As many of those different spokes as comfortable for you. And turning your foot in different ways. Inhale out, exhale back in. All right, and then back to neutral and facing forward. Sitting toward the edge of your seat, the edge of your chair. Exhale, a rounded spine. Inhale, a little back bend, arms up. Exhale, fold. You can land on the elbows if you like, or all the way over, or rounded spine. We're going to take that leg up for a lunge. Back down. Stretch both legs out and arms up and back down. Hands toward the back of the chair for a little back bend. And back to neutral. Walk your feet in. You'll take that lunge on the other side, lifting a leg up and back down. Elbows to thighs or any forward fold. All the way up, arms up. And back to start. That's our sun salute. We'll do that again. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, any forward fold. A lunge, bringing a leg up. Stretch that leg as much as it's willing to go today. And downward dog is our legs go out. You can have your feet flexed, and your feet can be off the floor if your chair allows and your chair's not tippy. Otherwise, keep your hands down. Add a back bend. And let's do a lunge on this side. And forward fold. Arms up, a little back bend. And relax the spine back to neutral. All right, we're going to take some standing poses in the chair. So again, off on that angle there, the corner of the chair. And one foot's going to slide out anywhere in front toward the back. So whatever position feels comfortable for you. I'll take mine further back. I'm going to turn to face the bent knee in front. Exhale. And on the inhale, arms up, a little back bend. And then take the arms shoulder height out to the sides for warrior two. Pause right here. We're going to drop the back arm toward the back leg and take the top arm up and back. Exalted warrior, and then come back to warrior two, arms out to the sides. Pause right here to keep the tailbone and pubic bone moving down. Lengthen out through the crown of the head and turn your hand to gaze over the fingertips of that front arm. And then lower the arms down, one to the hip and one elbow to thigh. Squeeze the bottom tips of your shoulder blades in toward each other. And you can raise that arm off the hip and stretch it up or over. This is side stretch or flank stretch. And put that hand in reverse. Come on back up. You're going to turn toward the front knee and arms up, shoulder blade tips in toward each other for warrior one. Relax the arm down, bend the back knee in, facing forward. We'll take a cat-cow here. A rounded spine on the exhale, a little back bend on the inhale, and repeat. All right, and then let's do those standing poses over on the other side. So facing toward the corner of your chair, picking at one of those spokes for your back leg. It's going to be the back leg. Turn to face the front knee, the bent knee. Exhale, arms up, shoulder blade tips together for warrior one. And then warrior two, arms go out to the sides. Tailbone and pubic bone down, crown of the head up, so you have a long spine. Turn your gaze to look over the front fingertips. Dropping the back arm down, take the front arm up, arc back for exalted warrior, and go right back to warrior two. Take a breath here, tailbone and pubic bone down, crown of the head up, and then elbow to thigh, other arm reaches up. Flank stretch, bottom tips of the shoulder blades, move those in toward each other. And then put that top arm in reverse, come back to warrior two. Turn into face the front knee, arms to cactus pose arms for warrior one. And relax everything back in, facing forward. We'll take a cat-cow at center. Exhale, a rounded spine. Inhale, low back bend. Exhale, a rounded spine. Inhale, a little back bend. We're going to put a sun salute in here. Exhale. Inhale, arms up. Exhaling, over you go. Elbows to thighs or further forward. And a lunge here. And downward dog, stretch those legs out. And your hands can stay down. You can push into your chair for a little arm strengthening work or arms up for a shoulder stretch. And then we'll take a back bend. Your legs can be straight or bent. A little back bend here. And let's go back to downward dog. So maybe if you had your arms down before, you'll take your arms up for the shoulder stretch. And if you had your arms up before, you'll push into your chair for a little arm strength. And then lunge on your other leg. Fold over the legs. All the way up, arms up. And back to start. We'll do one more. Exhale here. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold, which can be a rounded spine, elbows to thighs, or all the way over. And let's lunge here. Bring one leg up with you. Stretch it out. And we'll go right into downward dog. Legs out. And either the arm strengthening one or shoulder stretch. And then a back bend. And downward dog, the other one. Do the arm strengthening one there. And then lunging on the other side. I just keep switching around which leg I'm lunging on. Exhale, fold forward, any forward bend that you like. And then inhale all the way up, arms up. And exhale back to start. All right. Let's take off to the side again. And you can go just to this corner of your chair or further around if you like to the side of your chair, provided you don't have an arm in the way there. I'll do it to the side this time. And one leg is going to slide back, either out to the side or anywhere toward the back that's comfortable for you. I'll do mine sort of halfway. And turn toward the front knee. Exhale. Inhale, arms up, cactus pose. Turning sideways for warrior two. Flank stretch. And we'll pause right here. Squeeze the bottom tips of the shoulder blades toward each other and turn the rib cage more and more toward the opening, toward the side there. Take a breath here. From the tailbone and pubic bone, imagine you have strings attached and those strings are pulling into your back foot. And another string pulling out of the crown of the head, making your spine nice and long. And your rib cage is revolving around that pull in those two directions. All right, and then turn to face your knee, turn down, bring the arms back up for warrior one. Relax the arms down, bend the back knee, and walk yourself around to the other side. Take your time getting there, set yourself up so you have your front knee bent, and you're either at the toward the corner of your chair or all the way around, and find a place for that back leg, stretching it anywhere that's comfortable for you. And you'll turn to face your bent knee. Inhale, arms up for warrior one, shoulder blades squeezing toward each other. And warrior two, right into flank stretch. And we'll pause right here. Tailbone and pubic bone, imagine you have strings attached and they're being pulled into the back foot. And away from that, a string out through the crown of the head, lengthening your spine. Turn the rib cage, squeezing the bottom tips of the shoulder blades in toward each other. Take a nice breath here. And then you can look down, relax the arms, sweep the arms up for warrior one. Relax the arms down, bend the back knee. Oh, and walk yourself back to face forward. All right, we're going to come into the toward the front edge of your chair, and let's bring the toes up. And actually, if you have something to put your foot on, if you you can bring a block in, or if you're in a chair, you could flip your thing down and have your foot up on your whatever you call that thing, your foot platform. So I've got just the ball of my foot there, my heel's high, and I'm going to let the knee rock out to the side on the inhale, back in on the exhale. So just getting into those hips a little bit more. Inhale the leg out, exhale the leg back in. Inhale the leg out, exhale back in. Next time you take the leg out, we're going to keep it out. Just pause there, and you can rock back and forth on your foot. So the ball of the big toe to ball of the baby toe. Just rocking a little bit there. But the knee, you want to keep it roughly out so you're not bringing that knee all the way back in when you rock to the ball of the big toe. All right, and then next exhale, go ahead and bring it back in, and heel high, heel low. Heel high, heel low. And if you have a block that you're on, you can just show this from the side. I'm actually trying to take my heel way down past the height of the block. So heel high, heel low. So I get that stretch into the Achilles and into the back of the calf muscle there. So if that's possible for you to do. Otherwise, if your foot's just on the floor and you take your heel high and low, you're still going to get a stretch there. Perhaps not quite as deep, but that doesn't matter, right? All right, and then let's switch that over to the other side. So if you have a block, you can just slide it over, but otherwise, see if you can create something here with whatever you got at your range there. Inhale, the knee goes out, exhale back in. A squeaky chair. Can you guys hear that? Inhale, a leg out, exhale back in. Sound like the Tin Man. I need some oil. All right, next time you take the leg out, we'll keep it out and rocking across the ball of the foot toward the baby toe, toward the big toe. Now it gets a little more muscles working there, yeah? All right, and then we're gonna bring it back in, exhaling, and then we want the heel high and low. You want that heel to go as low as possible and as high as possible, as comfortable for you. Heel up and down for the calf stretch. All right, and then let's remove that block or whatever you've got there. All right, we're going to come back to the upper body, to the arms. So we're going to take the fingertips, pressing the fingertips toward each other without rounding the shoulders. So bring the bottom tips of those shoulder blades in toward each other and press your fingertips toward each other. Let me come in just a little closer so this is a little more visible. Fingertips pressing, not rounding. So squeeze the bottom tips of the shoulder blades in toward each other. Press. And then press the whole finger together, but not the palm of the hand. Fingers pressing, bottom tips of the shoulder blades in toward each other, almost like you're trying to do a back bend. Keep breathing. And then let's press the whole palm together, all the way to the heel of the hand. Press, bottom tips of the shoulder blades moving in toward each other. All right, and then we're going to rock across the heel of the hand. So kind of rocking like this, but keep your hand together, but just pressing more on the baby finger side of the hand toward the thumbs. Baby fingers, pinkies, I guess we call them. Pinkies to the thumbs. And keep your shoulder blades in toward each other. And then relax the hands, shake them out. Next, we're going to take the thumb to the pinky. And you can slide the thumb, let's see, how can I show that best? Slide the thumb down the inside of the pinky, the center of the pinky, and or the outside edge of the pinky. And try not to flex the wrist back. Keep the wrist pretty straight. I can show that. So not flexing the wrist back. So you want to come to the inner edge of the pinky, center of the pinky. It's hard to show this. Outside edge of the pinky. The outside edge of the pinky is more difficult. So if that one is not available to you, sometimes it just depends on the length of your thumb and the width of your hand and all that. So all these poses are not one size fits all. So you just do whichever one of these movements, maybe just to the inside of the thumb or down inside of the pinky or down the center of the pinky is all that's necessary for you to get the same stretch. And so the idea is that the bones in the wrist are stretching the opposite direction of being flexed. So they're sort of actually going in flexion the other way. All right, and then let's do the other side. Thumb sliding down the pinky. You got lots of places you can slide down the inside, the middle, or the outside. Keeping the wrist as straight as comfortable for you. Trying to really avoid flexing it back. All right, just keep going. And then we're going to grab the pinky side of the hand and the thumb side of the hand and squeeze that together. I'm going to show this in different ways so you can see. So it's continuing that movement of thumb toward the pinky, but I'm using my other hand to help. And I'm also not flexing the wrist back. So here you really keep the wrist straight as you curl that, and do both sides, just kind of squeezing the outside edges of your palm toward each other. Hopefully that's coming through okay. All right. And then curl the fingers in. Thumbs can be on the inside or outside, and you can switch that around. Like making a fist and then spread, fist and then spread. Sometimes my thumb is on the outside. Sometimes my thumb is on the inside. All right. And then hands to the lap. We're going to raise one finger off the lap at a time. So I got my index fingers lifting both sides, back down, hopefully you can see that. Then the next finger, down, down. Ring fingers hardly come off at all. Down, down, and the pinkies, you tend to be able to get those up pretty good. And let's not forget the thumbs. Let's go through that again. Index, down, down. Ring, what is that? Middle, down, down. Now the ring and ring. Pinky likes to lift on that one on my left side. Down, down, and the pinky, down, down. Thumb, down, down. And then again, curl them in and spread them out, curl them in and spread them out. Sometimes the thumb to the inside, sometimes the thumb to the outside. All right, and shake it out. All right, so just pause for a moment, just feel those fingers, and we're going to come down to the toes, go back to my feet and do something similar. Can you see my feet okay? Let me tilt the camera down a little bit. All right, so we did the ball of the foot up, or the heel up, so we're on the ball of the foot and rocked across the ball of the big toe to the ball of the baby toe. Now we're going to turn sideways, tuck the toes under, so I'm on the top of my toes, and rocking the heel in and out, so I'm rolling across to the baby toe to the big toe, so stretching across the top of the toes. And you can also take your heel forward and back, forward and back. Not sure if that's coming through okay. Let me let's bring my foot a little closer. So top of my toes and rocking one side and the other, and then heel forward and back, still kind of like my toes are pointed. All right, and then we'll do the other side. Toes are tucked under, so my toes are on the floor, and rocking the heel side to side. And then tuck the toes. So the tops of the toes are on the floor, and rocking the heel side to side. And the heel forward and back. Excuse me. Yeah. So that gets those, excuse me, we get those toes and the fingers all going. Take a sip of tea. Okay. And so when you get the peripheral body, your fingers and toes, often that really wakes up all these energy lines back into the core of your body. So it feels like all the nerve endings are tingling from your fingers. We're going to take one hand, excuse me, and as though you're sort of tracing those nerves back into the heart. And you can do on the back, excuse me, the back or the bottom side of your arm. into the armpit, into the heart, top side of the arm, up to the shoulder and into the heart, and do both sides. Just kind of seeing all that energy we just woke up, all those nerves we just woke up, just connect them into the heart. And then take both hands to the heart for a moment. You can just bring sort of one palm, say my right hand, and then my left hand on top. Just kind of wake up that energy, connecting it back into the core. And imagine someone did the same for you. You had a friend who did it and brought it into the back of the heart. So just imagine there's some hands placed on the back of your heart, mimicking what we're doing here. All right, we're going to do the same for from the toes and feet up to the core of the, say, the lower pelvis. So just slide one hand up into the belly, and you can do on the side and into the hip and up. You can do as much toward the back as your body allows with the chair there, and on the inside. And you can do either hand, come up into the lower belly. Couple of times through that. Just kind of really waking it up, pulling it in. Everybody, you all connect into here and do both sides. Front, kind of like 4 sides to the leg. The front, we just did like 2 to the arms. They're a little flatter, but we're going to imagine front, back, inside and outside of the legs, connecting into that lower belly, right between the hip points. And you can slide it around into the back hip and in. And then again, place your hands on that lower belly. Hold all that energy you just woke up and brought into the belly. Just hold it there. This would be a good time to do belly breathing. Should have done chest breathing when we were here, or rib breathing, but I forgot. We'll do that in just a second. Just a couple more belly breaths here. Actually, let's keep one hand on the belly and one hand on the heart. That's a better idea. Let the breath move both hands, any order or simultaneously if that's available. That's a nice hookup, a nice link in of all the peripheral body into the core. Now, without actually using your hands to do anything, we're just going to imagine this next one. But feel like the top of your head, where we were imagining that string pulling out of, like maybe you imagine someone's taking their hands. You may have done that, seen that trick where someone imagine they crack an egg on your head and it drains down. Not that anyone's cracking an egg on your head, but just imagine that sort of that draining or that pulling of that energy into the throat space. From the top of the head, just you can imagine your own fingers kind of scraping along the body like we did on the arms and the legs, but now from the top of the head down in toward the throat. And the back of the neck. And again, without using your hands, just imagine like you're one of those Hindu gods or goddesses that has multiple arms. You've got one hand on your belly, one hand on your heart, and one hand at the throat. And just for a moment, imagine you could breathe in those 3 areas simultaneously. And imagine you could breathe in the back of those three areas simultaneously. So that's the back of the throat or the back neck, the back of the heart, and the back belly area would be the back bowl of your pelvis, below the lower, below your waistline area. I have to do those one at a time, and then I'll try two at a time. Back body breathing is more difficult. We're very used to breathing in the front. So imagining the breath in the back is very difficult. So just imagining it. And then wherever your feet are, just feel your feet on the surface they're on. Maybe it's fuzzy carpet or a harder surface. Without actually moving your feet around, just feel the ball of the foot from the ball of the big toe toward the ball of the baby toe. And the heel, the inner heel toward the outer heel. And come to the center of the heel and the center of the ball of the foot. And feel your feet nice and grounded. Exhale. And I thank you for joining me. Namaste. And thank you to You Call This Yoga for making these classes happen each week. Free classes. Very nice. Let's see, what do I do with my glasses? Oh, there.
You found them.
I found them. They're not on
Thank
my
you,
head.
JJ.
Thank
As
you.
always.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks. There's always something new.
Oh, good.
The blue looks pretty on you.
Oh, thank you. All right. Thanks, everybody.
Bye. See you Wednesday.
Okay.